Welcome to Let's Play Gran Turismo 2, episode 43. So, now that we have completed both our first and third pages of the special events, it is now time for us to see if we can complete the second page, to officially doing what is subsequently the final event on page 2. As I'm going to head down to South City, and as I mentioned previously, the next cup we are doing is the Muscle Car Cup. And well, in terms of cars themselves, I thought about maybe seeing if I could drive the Shelby, because essentially overall I've mainly been driving Dodgers and Fords for most of the events I've been doing with muscle cars. And well, I think instead I'm going to head over to Chevrolet and see if they have any 60s cars available, and indeed they do, So we have a Camaro Z28 from 69. Here's a nice little thing here. And also, I do like those white stripes with that blue. I also like the cyan stripes as well. We also have a 67 Corvette Stingray, as we have some pretty unique colours here. And you know, I actually like the fact on how one of the colours, besides maroon, actually has the word Marlboro in it. Even though obviously many people will probably accuse me for saying the name of a cigarette brand, because tobacco sponsorships nowadays are illegal. Goodwood Green Metallic. Yeah, I actually don't mind that one. And even though I was thinking about using the 67 Stingray, I decided instead of... oh, that's not the one I wanted to pick. Instead of going for the 67 Stingray, I'm going to head over to page 2 and give myself the cheaper option, which is the 69 Corvette Stingray, the 427. Now, as for the colour itself, ooh, I like that yellow. That is a nice yellow. Let's see, Riverside Gold, Old Fathom Green, Le Mans Blue. You know what? Fuck it, I'm getting it in yellow. Because I want to. And yeah. I really don't know what it is, but well, the reason why I chose this car in yellow as well, mainly because, well, Chevrolet's in piss, or yellow if you wanted me to censor myself. Chevys in yellow, they basically remind me of the Chevrolet racing team, and I do mean the world racing team, basically the sports car racing team. And I think this is about all I really need. Sport tyres, and well, I don't think I'll really have too many other problems, but in case if I do, I'll also get myself the fully customizable gearbox, just in case, because speed could be a factor, but hopefully for me at least it shouldn't be too much of an issue, and yeah, that's about all I need. So, let's head over to the special events to get on with our next international A license event, which is also our final event on page 2, the Muscle Car Cup. So 3 races here, and pretty much the same structure as the 4-wheel drive challenge, as we are going to Seattle Short, Seattle City and Laguna Seca. And well, obviously, because with this being an American Cup, it's, typical for these cars, of course, to be American, and obviously, I've already revealed the locations of where exactly Seattle is, and also where Laguna Seca is, so obviously, I do not need to go through those details again. But yeah, pretty much the same structure as the 4-wheel drive Cup. I'm just going to check to see if I'm in yes I am. yeah, let's head to race number 1 at Seattle Short, where hopefully, if it is possible, we can achieve success on our first attempt. And I think that's a Plymouth Roadrunner at the back. I've also just noticed a Barracuda as well. As I'm already off to a reasonable start, and already I'm just shooting my way up through the field as I overtake the 67 Stingray, and looks like we've got a Challenger currently leading us. I think that's probably the 72 Challenger. Meanwhile, I of course am notably already shooting myself into the lead, and that is not where the course goes. I cannot navigate myself around this course. And looks like we have the Shelby GT350 in this event, and I think that's probably the Dodge Super Bee as well. At least I think that's what it is. It's either a Dodge Super Bee or a Barracuda, which is obviously a Plymouth. And surprisingly, I think I actually made a good choice for this event, because most of these muscle cars have pretty much a max speed of about, on average, of just over 120 miles an hour, which of course logistically I would say is probably about 190 kilometers an hour, but I don't know for sure. But anyways, so yeah, I have definitely made the right choice here, at least for this particular event, for my Corvette Stingray at least, because oddly enough I have noticed I do have a higher top speed than these AI do, so that is beneficial. As we are now heading through to the final hairpin, and this car also has decent acceleration as well. As we said, I do actually like this thing. And across the line I go, the winning race 1 in my Corvette Stingray 427. And so in second it was the Shelby GT350, third was the Dodge Challenger, then we had the Plymouth muscle car, which I'm assuming is probably the Plymouth Roadrunner. The Corvette Stingray had eventually finished at 5th, the 67 model, and at the back it was the Plymouth Barracuda by just over 2 seconds. But anyways, so that was race 1. Now we can move onwards to race 2, which officially directs us to the full Seattle course, and where I will probably have the advantage in terms of straight line speed, presumably, because this car has around about a max speed of somewhere over 140. So yeah, I will probably have a good car on the straightaways, but we shall wait and see what other opponents there are for this event, as this is now race 2 of the Muscle Car Cup, taking place on the Seattle 4 course, which I do admit is a much more beneficial course than the Seattle Short course, in my honest opinion. And we have a Superbird in this field. So we have a Mercury Cougar in this field. We also have a Plymouth Superbird along with a Camaro Z28, and I would say that's probably another Plymouth in this event. At least I think that's what it is. And the wood of the Superbird has just been shot up into the lead. But yeah, that is a Plymouth Superbird. I'm sure it is. shifting up into 4th gear because I don't want the car to slide whilst it's in mid-air. And already I am up into the lead. Well, I really don't know what it is with me, but surprisingly, I think Chevrolets in yellow, they do actually make sense for some reason. I actually don't know why they make sense for one reason or another, but obviously I have literally made the perfect choice for this cup, because I clearly have the highest top speed with this AI, so it probably wasn't necessary for me to buy the fully customizable gearbox or the race, or I should simplify it as the racing gearbox, because I'm absolutely flying at the moment. I really am. I'm not gonna lie. As I am currently extending my interval to the Superbird. And well, I think another car I saw in this event was probably a Dodge Charger, but I don't know for sure if it was a Dodge Charger or if it was a Dodge Hemi. I couldn't tell you which one. But anyways, and oh crap, that was the wall. Somehow I still managed to save it. And this car can tend to slide around a lot, obviously because this car is rear wheel drive. Also because this car was born in the USA, to quoting Bruce Springsteen. And of course, this is anything else but a dead man's town, because this is Seattle. And Seattle is probably one of the biggest cities in America, because it's located in Washington. Meanwhile, for me at least, things are going very well in spite of how much I'm sliding the rear end, which is about the only complacency I really have, but anyways. It is an easy victory on the full Seattle course, and primarily by default because I have the highest top speed. So the Plymouth Superbird eventually finished in second, and then it was the Dodge Challenger in third, so I think it was a Dodge Challenger that was in that field. Then it was the Mercury Cougar in fourth, followed by the Camaro Z28, and at the back was, once again, the Plymouth Barracuda, who must have pretty much the slowest speed of anyone, primarily, or coincidentally. But anyways, 2 races down, 1 to go, as I am now 2 races clear. And whilst I am basically trying not to piss myself off by the dominance that has already occurred, inevitably overall, I have a feeling Laguna Seca is probably going to be easy as well, but we'll just wait and see. So, 2 races down, 1 to go, and that is at Laguna Seca, where I of course will obviously be using my Corvette. Alrighty friends, now time for race 3 of 3 in the Muscle Car Cup, and where I am probably expecting myself to outclass the field once again, because I have the speed. And we also have a Camaro Z28 in the back, who has basically got the Bumblebee stripes. I actually like those stripes on that Camaro back there. It kind of reminds me of Transformers from, it kind of reminds me of Bumblebee from Transformers, basically, because that's probably what I think that's in cross-reference to, and at the front it is, once again, the Superbird, by just less than 9/10, and surprisingly, I've not had to do any power tuning to this thing, because so far at least the races have been clean sweeps. So the sweepstakes for most of these races have been clean. Also, furthermore, another thing that I find ironic about muscle cars in this event is the fact I'm saying that the wheels are actually sticking through the fenders. They really are, you know. They're actually sticking through the fenders. I can see the rubber is actually sticking through the fenders, and there's, you know, that's actually a nice little feature. As I'm trying to find my way around the Superbird, and he has gone very wide. He's basically fucked himself on the exit, as I am now up into the lead. And now this is probably where I shall run away from the rest of the competition. And at the back, I'm suspecting it's once again the Barracuda, because obviously he clearly has the lowest top speed of all of us. And I think it's fair to say that I have clearly chosen the best car for this event. Well, may not be one of the cheapest, but certainly in my mind what I can regard as easily being probably one of the best cars to use for this event. I hardly needed to use my brain when I eventually realised how quick this car really is, at least compared to these AI, as we head through the corkscrew for the second and final time, and heading down the hill, and oh, that is the grass that's managing to catch the rear end once again. Heading through the final corner, and I'm going very wide there, but I do manage to get my foot on the gas early, and there we go. It is a clean sweep in the Muscle Car Cup, driving my Chevy Corvette Stingray 427. And also, hey, we have got a double podium for the Corvette Stingrays, as I won with the 67 Stingray in third. So the Plymouth Superbird eventually finished in second by just under 1.9 seconds. Then it was the 67 Corvette Stingray by 2.2 seconds. Then it was the Camaro Z28, 3.8 seconds. Then we had the Plymouth Barracuda in fifth, surprisingly. And at the back, it was actually the Dodge Challenger who had pretty much the slowest speed of all of us, unless it kept on crashing, but I assume that's not the case. But anyways. So yeah, there we go. The Muscle Car Cup is now complete. And as for the Dodge Challenger, that car probably has the lowest top speed of all of us, but anyways. There we go. We have very much won the Muscle Car Cup pretty much in dominant fashion, in my honest opinion, because the only real challenger I've had throughout these races is basically the Plymouth Superbird, and well, everyone else has just been, well, you know, holding a station, basically. So, we are now going to save another replay. And removing one to save another one. saving it at Laguna Seca once again, because that is the only world course in this game, and yeah. So, there we go. The Muscle Car Cup is now complete. Also, the main reason why I decided to do the Muscle Car Cup is essentially because, well, since I just did the Almar challenge, I might as well do the Muscle Car Cup. But anyways, there we go. So, pages 1, 2 and 3 are now complete in the special events. As we now have only 4 events remaining in the special events. And I will conclude those with the GT500 Championship. So, let's get down to business, as these are the prize cards we win from this cup. So, from race 1 we win a Plymouth PT Spider. This is quite a nice looking thing I see here. Very nice. From race 1. From race 2 we win a Shelby Cobra 427, and I'm not gonna lie, I do like those rims, and those are some pretty some pretty iconic rims I see on this thing. And also, furthermore, I do like this blue. This blue is good. Don't question me, I like this blue. And from race 3, we win another big boy. And that big boy is the Chrysler Phaeton. Fucking hell, this thing is massive. I don't know what it is, but it kind of reminds me of probably that limousine from Thunderbirds. I don't know why, but it just does. With how wide this thing is, even though obviously this game doesn't have the Ford Thunderbird, but you know. So, there we go. So, our average win ratio has now moved back up to 80%, and we are now officially 48.85% complete with this game. So, the Muscle Car Cup is now complete. And next up is the tuned NA number 1 Cup. At least I think that's how you say it, but whatever. Stay tuned for more GT2.